I don't wanna sit in and get with you, baby, tonight. I don't wanna love, I don't wanna fight. I don't wanna have to tell you all the things I know. I don't wanna stay, but I don't wanna go. I don't wanna be the lover in your arms. I don't wanna be the one to keep you from home. I don't wanna be the crooked person in your heart. I don't wanna stop, but I don't wanna stop. Part-time love, how we suffer now. And I don't wanna waste no more of your precious time. I don't wanna say that everything will be fine. I don't wanna feel your tears on my skin. I'm a coward, baby, don't let me in. Part-time lover, how we suffer now. So I don't wanna sit in and get with you, baby, tonight. I don't wanna love, I don't wanna fight. 'cause I know I don't wanna stay, but I don't wanna go. I am a poor wayfaring stranger, traveling through this world of war. There is no sickness, toil nor danger in that bright land to which I go. I'm going there to see my mother. I'm going there, no more to roam. I'm just going over Jordan. I'm just going over home. And I know dark clouds will gather round me, and I know my way is rough and steep, but golden fields stretch out before me, where weary eyes no more will meet. I'm going there to see my father. I'm going there, no more to roam. I'm just going over Jordan. I'm just going over home. I'm going there to see my brother. He said he'd meet me when I come. Hush, little darling, don't say a word. I'm gonna buy you a mockingbird. Say, darling, say. And if that mockingbird don't sing, I'm gonna buy you a diamond ring. Yes, and I know that diamond ring. Yes, I know that diamond ring is gonna shine. Darling, if you'll marry me, I'll buy you a house with a big oak tree. Say, darling, say, we'll live in the house with the big oak tree. 3 little babies on your knee. Yes, and I know that diamond ring. Yes, I know that diamond ring is gonna shine. So hush, little darling, don't say a word. I'm gonna buy you a mockingbird.
Hello, everyone. Can you hear me? There we go. I don't know why my volume is down. Nothing's changed. Gone temporarily deaf overnight. Which wouldn't surprise me. I got stories for all y'all. So, I get Bluetooth. Let me get comfortable. So I get Bluetooth headphones. No, I used to use wired headphones only. Like that is what I liked. really anti-Bluetooth. But I had these pair of earbuds, not the Apple ones, but they were cool because the cable was actually cloth, and that was like a thing for a while. But I don't even remember what to do. Where is it? Where is it? There we go. I'm like so tired today. Anyway, the headphones, they you know, they had the wire, and then like I use headphones a lot. I think maybe during the day I use headphones maybe like 5 or 7 hours a day, which isn't good, I know, but so the part that connects to the phone gets disconnected. And the thing that I hate about the iPhone, where I didn't have an iPhone for a long time, I had Android, and I didn't have this problem with Android, but I had an iPad. And so with the iPhone, things get stuck in the port so much. And that didn't sound grammatically correct, but there's always dust and lint getting stuck in the was it Thunderbolt? No, the lightning cable. Lightning cable is the worst thing on the planet. I mean, they should have just stuck with the 30 pin, because my iPad, the iPad 2, has the 30 pin connector, still works great, never had anything stuck in it, and I've traveled with that thing. But that's a different story. Same with my Android phone. It had the USB 2.0. Never had things stuck in it. But Lightning, everything gets stuck in Lightning, and so I have to take I have a really small X-Acto knife, and so I actually scrape out the dust in there. There's a lot that comes out. But I have to do that every once in a while, but then I have to take a sewing needle and do it for the headphones. The headphone jack, that gets clogged too. And so I do that, and then I accidentally broke the little pin that holds the headphone in. The headphone jack still works, it just can't, hold the cable in, so it will fall out. And it's like, oh man, found a bug. Found a bug. But, what is the word? Oh, so the headphone jack will slip out and can't hold it in place. And so actually I have a VR goggle adapter for the smartphone. You just slide your smartphone in. And the thing, this is how I'm lucky. The VR goggle holder has a little slot for headphone jacks. So it actually holds the jack in the exact right position, and it does it really well. But, so that's a gripe. And then, what else? Oh, so the headphone cable gets warped and stuff. So what I do is when that happens, I just solder. I have like, my sisters have their dead headphones and stuff, and so I just, clip the cable and then solder on new ones. I've actually done that with my Bose headphones. Or I've done crazy things with headphones. Like the headphones I use right now, they're Bose, but I spliced in this from this other headphone. I spliced in a microphone holder and volume control, so I can change it without, I can change it on the headphone and not the computer or the Xbox, because changing volume on the Xbox is obnoxious. And actually, going to the Xbox, before it was like they've done a lot of design changes that have made it harder to use. Like with the games, like 5 extra steps you have to go through to get to your game list. Before you could just use the bumper and go all the way to the right in settings to change your audio, and it was right there. And then for a little while they took that out. You had to go to the bumper, hit all the way to the right, then you had to click settings, then you could get to audio. But now they made it where when you first press the home button, you have to scroll down and then change the audio. That got better, but it got worse first, and then it got better. But anyway, so the headphones break all the time. The earbuds. So finally I was like, you know what? I'm gonna see what this Bluetooth stuff is all about. There's 2 stores I go to. There's Oli's, which has, their slogan is good stuff cheap. It's very inexpensive. And I get sometimes I get the headphones from there, and it's like literally $3. And the reason why I use earbuds is because they fit inside my ear protection for when I'm using lawn equipment, so I can listen to a podcast or music, which I've been listening to a lot of music recently. Usually I listen to podcasts and stuff, but I don't know, I'm just getting tired of the news. So I just, chill out with music while I'm leaf blowing or riding the lawnmower or weed whacking. But so the headphones I got from, what is the place called? From Big Lots. Big Lots is a discount place. A lot of stuff they get there is actually from other stores when they're trying to clear out their inventory. It's always changing what Big Lots has, but sometimes it has really good things. Like they'll straight up get things from like health food stores that are really expensive, but then the health food stores will like sell it to Big Lots, and Big Lots will sell it for like under half of what the original thing was. That's good. But so they had headphones, and they always have headphones, but they had Bluetooth headphones. I was like, I'm gonna try it. It was $7, and it worked out because I was buying other stuff and I had a coupon, and so it was like 15% off everything. And so the headphones were $7, but the coupon saved me like $7.20. So it worked out. And so I attach the headphone. I can pair them with my phone, and it pairs. It has a robot lady that's really loud. She's like, paired! And it scares you to death. And then when you turn it off, powering off! Rah! And so that is freaky. But anyway, so I connected. And I'm like, okay, that was easy to pair. And then I play music, and it was just like, it was so loud. I had to like take my the earphones off like really fast. And it was just this. It was so like, I have headphones, and I've never been able to get it that loud. It was just, I was like, what the heck? And so then I checked my phone, and it's on like medium volume. And so then I put it on the lowest, the absolute lowest, before the phone was muted. And so the absolute lowest before the phone is muted. And it's still really loud. I mean, like, compared to other headphones, it would be at like 75% volume, maximum volume, 75%. And it was just, I was like, I don't think I can listen to anything because it's so loud. And so I was like, So I Google it, and everyone has the same problem. Not with the headphones, but with Bluetooth audio devices, Bluetooth headphones with the iPhone 6. And I'm like, yeah, I'm still rocking the 6. I know the 12 came out, but there's nothing. I have no reason to upgrade. One, they don't have the headphone port, which, you know, I have good headphones that don't have Bluetooth. So I don't want to have to re-buy stuff. There's adapters I can get, but I don't want to get them. And then, you know, there's just nothing I do on the phone. I check Twitter, or I check Instagram. That's it. And like, I don't post photos of myself, so I don't need filters or anything. And I actually use the phone less and less. But like, I'm starting to use Twitter more on desktop. But so I had the iPhone 6, and so apparently that's a problem, where when you connect Bluetooth devices, it the volume's way off. And so there was never a fix. Everyone's complaining about it. There's some funny things people were doing, which before this happened, I've noticed that I hear things better if the audio is slightly to the right, like that ear. Not so much that it needs more volume, it has better definition. No, slightly to the left, which is ironic, because most of the time I don't have headphones on my left ear. I only have it on my right. And so my right ear can hear really well in terms of definition, but my left ear, it can hear things. Everything is loud. It's just, I can't figure out what it's hearing. But But the people were saying, oh, you can, to get the volume even lower, what you do is you only have one headset in, one earbud. Like, let's say it's the right, and then you go into the iPhone settings and you turn down the volume on the right side. If you go into accessibilities, you can change the audio balance, and so most of the sound will go to the left earbud and just a little bit will come to the right, but you only have the right in, so that lets you change the volume even lower. Downside is you can't use the left because it's still really loud, and so it kind of worked out. I don't use that method, I just use it on the lowest volume, and it's kind of scary because there are a couple of situations where I have to go up to 2 notches, and that's like 200% volume. But it works out because when I'm on the lawnmower or leaf blowing, it's actually funny because, you know, the lawnmower engine, it's this big thing, and then it has the blades that are loud. The leaf blower is a lot louder than the lawnmower, and you'd think that because it has a bigger engine, the lawnmower, that wouldn't be the case. But it's kind of too yellow. But so with all that, it works out fine when I'm actually, you know, working outside, which is what I got it for. Yeah, because the wire was just too much. Get tangled in my equipment and everything. But going back to the story of what I was talking about when I first started streaming 20 minutes ago, you know, I take the headphones off and it's like, wow, everything is so quiet because I'm blasting my eardrums for like 4 or 5 hours working outside. And so when I was saying everything's really quiet when I connected, it's like I wouldn't be surprised if like my ears are in shock still. Still in shock. We're going through this much faster than last time. We had 10 that I left yesterday. And I'm opening up the next one. But we have 7. We've already done 3. I guess that's not much faster. Like 3 in 20 minutes. And like I said, I'm trying to get kind of a higher dynamic range. There's more detail in the shadows. And the shadows doesn't go completely to black. I had a funny dream. Well, I had this one dream where I was writing this. I wasn't writing this script. Someone else was writing this script, and I was reading it, and I was like, okay, we're filming tomorrow, and I was like getting all excited because everything was coming together. But then we're right next to an airport, and it's like right on the edge of this lake, and we're like, oh no, because there's this plane and it's painted like a whale. It actually looked like a whale. I mean, it was an airplane, but you know how they do the image wraps around the plane? They actually did that, and then it had like this fake mouth. And so it does this really, I mean, like, it's coming in way too fast, and the slope is like angled too far down. And I'm like, oh my goodness, what is it doing? So it comes flying down and then pulls up and it doesn't do a full loop. It does a loop where it goes up and then it turns, to the side and then comes back down. And so that's what they did. They did a loop and then they came to land. And landing is kind of funny because what you're doing is you're stopping, flying. You're falling out of the sky, but in control. And I wanted to make a t-shirt where it was like landing, the art of falling out of the sky. And so you're going to the exact right speed where you're barely staying above the ground into the last second. And so they do that, but they're like, where they stall. It's a controlled stall. And so what a stall is when there's not enough air going over the top of the wing to create the suction to push it up. And that's usually because you're angled too far up. And it's like if you're on a bicycle and you're pedaling uphill, that's what it's like. And it's, there's too much hill. You physically can't, pedal yourself up the hill without sliding back. That's what a stall is. You're not going fast enough to go up over the hill, and you don't have enough power to keep pushing you up the hill. Anyway, so it does that, and but it's like 20 feet in the air. It's nowhere close to the runway, and so it's over the lake. So it stalls, and then he just falls, and I was like, oh no. And then it hits the end of the runway and sinks into the lake. And I'm like, what? And then it's funny because this plane, which has the whale on it, painted whale, but it has like this whale lips and stuff. They're just like, oh no. And it starts opening up, and I was like, this is a plane that has a robotic mouth. And so then it's sinking, and then it's just pointed straight up, and it's like, oh well, at least we can get people out of the nose of the plane. So that was really weird. And then I go to this thrift store and I find this kite, and I have this airfoil kite, which I can attach a camera to. It's not designed for that, but it's like really powerful and reliable airfoils. And I highly recommend it. Airfoils are like when you see the people who do parachutes and for skydiving and stuff, where you can, you pull to the left and you go to the left, pull to the right. Like you can do that with the round parachutes, but the airfoils are more accurate. And it's the same ones that people use for the ultralights. But let's see, what was I saying? Oh, so I find one, and I don't remember the brand, but it's like whatever brand, airfoil 5, and so it's a medium-sized one. And it's just enough to where it can actually hold the GoPro 3D system, hold the GoPro. But I don't know if I like this. But so I find one at this thrift store, and it's a little ripped up, but it's the airfoil like 11, which is this huge thing, and it's kind of dangerous because it can pull you along if you're not careful. Like you actually have to weigh a certain amount, or else you'll go flying up with the kite. And so I'm opening it up and looking at the holes and seeing if I can patch them. And then this burst of wind comes flying through the thrift store, and I'm like, oh no. And it's like a little wind, but since it's such a big kite and it catches the wind really well, it's like it inflates, and then I'm like, please no. And so it's like pulling me out of the store, and I'm like, oh no, because it's gonna break everything in the store and then gonna drag me outside. And so I'm holding on to it. It's flying out the store, and I'm like, and finally I'm able to pull it down to where I can touch the airfoil. And the way the airfoil works is it inflates with the air going over it, and it actually turns into a wing. So not only is the wind blowing it up, but the wind blowing over the top and the bottom also keep it floating in the air. And so just changing the geometric shape kind of collapses it. So I'm like, okay, I got one corner, so I'm scrunching it up, and then it's falling down. And it's like, oh my goodness. So that happened, and then I walked back into the store, and after all of that, after being dragged out of the store by this kite, I'm like, you know what? I think I'm gonna buy it. And I was like, oh, but you shouldn't. I was like, yeah. And oh my goodness, it was too funny. See, what did I want to do? I'm like really tired and groggy. Went to bed at like 2:30 in the morning. Just not something I've done in a while. we're driving down Highway 1 and the sun is setting. It was really, good luck that we were able to get to this section of the highway during the golden hour. We're definitely gonna get to animating. Once we finish this, I'm gonna take a short break. We only have 5 more to go. Oh man, and then yesterday, I took one more crack at the motherboard I broke. Oh no. One of them's corrupted. Okay. I'm actually gonna... I decided to take one more crack at it. Getting the socket. One of the pins fell out of the CPU. It's the AMD, so the pins are on the CPU, which is much better, in my opinion, than Intel, where the pins are on the motherboard, because it's a lot easier to destroy the motherboard pins on the Intel sockets than the AMD motherboard. And so that's the issue right now. Okay, so we have 4 more. With Blender, it saves the Blender file, but then it takes how it does it is it saves a new file as the file name, and then it renames the old file to Blender 1, and so you always have a backup in case things crash. And even the backup was corrupt. Oh, we're gonna have to fix that later. Oh, but anyway, so I was like, you know what, I'll try to, make the pin a little taller on the socket, and then that will touch the missing pin on the processor. So I took this really small, wire, and I twisted it and tried to get it in, and I got it in the socket hole, but it didn't work. And then I actually went to work yesterday. I went to town. So I was really tired, and it's cold. It was 30 degrees And so I was a popsicle. I mean, like, I was chilled to the bone. And so I worked on the PC a little bit. Couldn't get it to boot, not even to the BIOS. And so the processor wasn't helping anything. And then I was like, you know what, I'm gonna work on my hard drives. So Thursday, there's this auction that my mom and I go to, and you never know what they're gonna have, but they have some good things sometimes, or they actually get things that are out of season, even from Home Depot. And so almost everything starts at like $7 or $8, and then, you know, people bid up. And so the whole point of the auction is you're getting things for much lower than, you know, you're getting a deal on it. You don't go to the auction to pay a higher price. And so with the auction and everything, you're trying to pay, you know, under the value. Because why would you pay for something when you can get it retail for the same price or more? And so we got this mulcher, we got a chainsaw. The chainsaw, if we got it from Home Depot, would cost like $350. We got it for $120. The mulcher, again, we got it for $150, but it was like $300 if we got it. And anyway, so they had a hard drives. They had a set of hard drives, and it was 8 hard drives. 5 of them were 500 terabytes. One of them was 750. I'm sorry, not gigabytes. I wish it was 500 terabytes. 5 of them were 500 gigabytes. One was 750 gigabytes, and the other 2 are 250 gigabytes. And they're used, but so all that, if I got them from eBay or Amazon, the 500 gigs would be about $20. So let's average it out and say it was $15. No, we'll say 20. So I got 8. Yeah, so it would have cost me $160. We got it for $30, which is really lucky. And so now I had this hard drive. It's called the MyBook Studio Edition. And it has FireWire, it has SATA and USB connection. And so I actually took it apart and took it's a RAID hard drive, so it has 2 hard drives that you slip in, and then it combines them into one. So you can have it set to where it either duplicates the data. If one hard drive fails, the exact same thing's on the other hard drive. Like it's an instant backup, and so it doesn't sit. So it does it as you're saving files, as you're using it. It just writes to both hard drives. Or you can have the extended RAID, where you have 2 hard drives, but the PC thinks it's one. The things on the hard drive is that, like, hard drive A will fill up, it will cross over to hard drive B. But like, let's say, like it's a 4 terabyte hard drive. So it's 2 hard drives that are 2 terabytes that are combined into 4. And so you can actually, which is even cooler, let's say you have a file that is 3 terabytes with the RAID. So if you had it manually, you know, plugged into your computer, you can't put 3 terabytes on a 2 terabyte hard drive. So with RAID, what you can actually do is you can have it set to where 2 hard drive with the extended, that it will put 3 terabytes. It will put 2 of the 3 terabytes on one hard drive, and it will spread over to the last terabyte will spread over to the other hard drive. So you can have files that are too big that are like half on one side and half on the other. And like I said, the PC doesn't know it. It just thinks, oh, this is a really big hard drive. So I took out the 2 terabyte hard drives because I needed them for something else, and so I just had an empty enclosure. So last night, I was like, you know what? I got these, hard drives. I might as well try to get the RAID to work. And so the thing about it is you have to have identical hard drives. You can't mix and match. And so the MyBook is by Western Digital, but the hard drives I got were Seagate. You got, and it didn't work. It saw the hard drives, but the MyBook was like, these aren't our hard drives. These aren't Western Digital hard drives. And so it wouldn't even attempt to put them in RAID. So what I'm doing is I'm copying all the files, because the original hard drives are full with photography and footage and everything. And so I'm taking those files and putting it onto the smaller hard drives, which takes a long time because I have to actually split it up into 500 gigabyte chunks, and then I have a batch script. This is important. You copy files in Windows copying method, when you just copy a file, is the worst thing ever for large files. And so if you go into command prompt, there's this utility called Robocopy, and it's really nice because you tell it, the downside is it's in the command prompt, but you say, okay, take things from this directory and put in that one. You can actually have it do multi-threading, where it will be copying 7 files or 8 or as many as you want, all at the same time. But I tell it to just do it one at a time, because that puts less stress on the hard drives. But the nice thing is, sometimes a hard drive will get disconnected or Windows will reboot against my will. And so if that happens, all you have to do is run the command again, and Robocopy will go through and it'll actually check each file. It does it almost instantly and say, this one's the same, that one's the same. This one is corrupted and old compared to the one you're trying to copy to it, and then it will replace it. So that's really cool. And so then I do a bat file, which is a batch script, and it will do one hard drive at a time. So it will copy things from the big hard drive, copy first to the smaller one, and then to the second small one. So it took all night last night. I was hoping I could start the next batch of hard drives, but I didn't have time. I was getting tired, and like I said, I went to bed at 2. And that's what I'm going to be doing after this. The whole point of the story Is I'm gonna take the larger hard drives. That were the original hard drives in the RAID box, and put them back in. Okie dokie. What do I want to do? What do I want? I finish the next two. Then I'm gonna take a short break. Well, you know, it's actually gonna be a medium break. I'm gonna make another pot of coffee. So this photo is an anomaly. Everything's gonna be different. This is in the Berkeley area. And again, this is during the golden hour. And JPL is actually right there. And the Jet Propulsion Lab. That does a lot of work for NASA. And, last one. Thunderstorm going on. Just heard a thunderclap. kind of did nothing with that color change. Yeah, I'll be right back. I'll be right back. It's gonna be a long break. Long haul. Greeting and salutations. I am Lloyd, a producer of visual audiobooks with you. The listener, the supporter, the viewer. Together we will go on a journey like never before, fly to new heights with Project Aerospace, explore new land and cityscapes with Photations, even change the dimension of time through the power of time-lapse photography from live to tape. We'll even travel beyond the mind's eye into worlds captured and generated through animation from Thumbs United daily animation series. As we together go on these journeys, filled with photography and theater of the mind, I hope you remember the core belief that we hold, that anyone can become the master of art, meaning that it is not some born skill what makes someone good at being creative. It is a desire to practice and spend time being creative that creates the master. I hope that these films, photography, and stories inspire you to set some time aside and practice some creativity. I believe if we all spend more time creating and being constructive, the world would be a better place, a more friendlier and fulfilling place. Thank you for coming. Let's begin this journey. Thank you for experiencing this journey we have created here at LCD Productions. For more information on how to support these films and projects, visit photations.com/support. Fine art photography prints from journeys around the world can be purchased from photationsstore.com, and digital downloads of our photography and visual audiobooks is available for personal use. Commercial use is available at a different rate. Thank you for your time. I hope to see you here again. Greeting and salutations. I am Lloyd, a producer at LCD Productions, and I have come to share this new series of visual audiobooks with you, the listener, the supporter, the viewer. Together we will go on a journey like never before, fly to new heights with Project Aerospace, explore new land and cityscapes with Photations, even change the dimension of time through the power of time-lapse photography from live to tape. We'll even travel beyond the mind's eye into worlds captured and generated through animation from Thumbs United daily animation series. As we together go on these journeys filled with photography and theater of the mind, I hope you remember the core belief that we hold, that anyone can become the master of art, meaning that it is not some born skill what makes someone good at being creative. It is the desire to practice and spend time being creative that creates the master. I hope that these films, photography, and stories inspire you to set some time aside and practice some creativity. I believe if we all spend more time creating and being constructive, the world would be a better place, a more friendlier and fulfilling place. Thank you for coming. Let's begin this journey. Okay, I'm back. Just listening to the radio while I was making my coffee, and they said, like, we got the warning today and last night that there was a high wind advisory, but they said on the radio that it's going to be between 50 and 60 miles per hour. That's pretty high. And then there was lightning. I saw it outside the window, and I counted to 3. And they say that for every second you count from when you see the lightning, by the time you hear the thunder, it's well, they're saying essentially that thunder takes a second to travel a mile, because light, travels faster than sound. So when you see the lightning will come first, and then you see the lightning, you count to like whatever, and then you hear the thunder. And so like I did that, and it took 3 seconds before the thunder came, so that it's probably 3 miles away. That's pretty close. Like, you don't want thunder right on top of you. Sounds like a bomb goes off. And if you think about it, how loud thunder is, that it's 3 miles away and you can hear it really loud. Oh, we don't need to do anything. So these what we're working on are the master photographs. This is specifically from the America Series 1 collection of photographs. But it so this will actually be gonna render them in 4K. Actually, what I do sometimes is I actually render it to 720p first, and then it comes to Twitch first. And so doing it at 720p, it's considerably faster. And then the reason why I do it at 720p, such a low resolution, is that Twitch used to save my videos at 1080p, but they changed it to where they downscaled everything to 720. So there's no reason for me to upload 720p. I mean 1080p. Because Twitch will just remove it. And so that, me doing it directly in 720p, that means that it uses less internet, it uploads faster, it processes faster on Twitch's end, so everyone's happy. Last week I was I've been reprocessing live to tape video, not live to tape, Project Aerospace videos with Lighter Than Some, when I have set to some pretty good music, royalty free, of course. And so there's 32 sections, and part of that is, well, this too, I'm trying to have more videos on my website. So you go, you look at the photos, and then you can see at the bottom, like, oh, here's a video of the photos, animated photos, or you go look at Project Aerospace, and it's like they're the aerial photographs, but then they're the aerial videos. And so there is actually a limit. I have my own hosting solution for videos. It's part of SmugMug, and so they will support 1080p video, but it has to be less than 3 gigabytes, and it has to be 20 minutes or less. So that's why I've kind of been doing things in smaller chunks, trying to get everything created to be 20 minutes or less. That way I can archive it or have it primarily on my own website. I don't trust YouTube, and I don't want to get a Vimeo account, and so I'm starting to get everything onto the website. It's kind of not just a backup plan, but that is going to be the primary place for videos. Because YouTube is just, I'm trying to do a kind of hub and spoke model where social media links back to the website. Before I had the website, everything went out to social media, but now I'm just, everything's going to be on the website. That's Photations.com and Photations Store. And part of that is because I have more control. Like, for example, if I want to create, like, let's say there's Winter at the Falls, and it's easy for me to say, oh, if you, on the website, if you liked Winter at the Falls, you'll like Sleeping Spring in Flint, Michigan. And then I can recommend that, and then I can have it right there. You can say, oh, these are the photographs from Sleeping Spring in Flint, Michigan. You can look at those directly. And if you want, you can buy a print of them. It'll be shipped to your house. And right now I'm having an art sale where you can pick up prints. There's $3 ones, $5, $10. It doesn't have free shipping, but it is pretty inexpensive. My sister even bought some photographs recently. She really likes them. That's the goal. I'm also gonna try to get, I used to do a lot of embedded ads with Google, and then they changed some stuff where it's difficult to design your website around that. They took less control. They took control out of it, where like you could say, okay, I want a banner, I want it this size, and I only want it on the top of the page or at the bottom. And they've removed that in their infinite wisdom. And so now they have auto ads where you can't control. They will guess where's the best place, and it, not only will it guess, but sometimes like you can say, oh, I only want one ad on this page. Auto ads will, and they're like, oh, you know, this is a long article, we can put 5 ads in, and we'll space them out. So that's something I have to deal with. And then ads don't work really well on photography websites because Google will, you place the ad on, you know, your page, and then Google will send a bot, and it will come and it will look, you know, at your tags that you have on that page, and it kind of skims through text, and it will say, oh, like if I write something about Halo, which I'm going to, it'll say, oh, there's, you know, the word game, there's Halo, there's all these words on the web page, so I'm going to put up ads and have to do with video games, things like that. And so you don't get control with Google over the ads that you place, that are placed on your website. You have small, a little bit amount of control where you can't say what ads you don't want. You can ban certain websites, but that doesn't work so well for whatever reason, because there are websites that have evaded it. But so you don't have a choice, just whatever goes up goes up. You can say, okay, I ban anything with medication, but you have a limit. You can't. So they have all the categories, but you're only allowed to ban, you know, 5 or 6 categories. You can't ban everything. You can't say like, of like the 20 categories, you can't say I only want video game advertisement. You have to let, you know, 15 other things through. Okay, let's see. So it's funny talking about ads. I used to make on YouTube, specifically the Flotations YouTube account, I used to make 1 to 3 cents a day. Not a day, a month. And so the number was actually going up, technically exponentially. Where I was getting 1 penny a day. Then the next a month, 1 penny a month, and then the next month I get 2, which is 200%. Oh, why am I doing this? I say that because these photos were color graded in Lightroom for the 35mm digital RAW. We don't have to. I forgot what I was talking about. Oh, I was talking about advertisement. So it was going up exponentially. When I first started making money, it was 1 cent, 1 penny a month, and then it would go up to 2, which is 200%, and then it would go up to 3 pennies a month. That was from the Flotations YouTube channel. And then when I started doing advertisement on my website with Google, it went up to 10 cents, sometimes $1 a month. But then on YouTube, they took it away. This was during the Logan Paul incident. And he released that one video. And YouTube kind of threw him under the bus. They were like, because of this, we are going to take away advertisement. And they didn't take away his advertisement. They're like, we're going to take away advertisement for anyone who has less than 10,000 views. Which I don't think to this day I have 10,000 views on YouTube. So I was like, ugh. And then they were like, you know what? So then I started getting close to 10,000 views. So I had advertisement before, took it away. And then they were like, oh, nah, so I'm getting close to 10,000 views, I think. And then they're like, because, then something else. And then they're like, you know what? I had apocalypse happened, and so they're like, in order to combat it, because they can't do moderation of all of YouTube, so they're like, everyone who has less than 1,000 subscribers doesn't get advertisement. And it might be 5,000, I don't know. And it doesn't matter, because the best YouTube channel I have, Flotations, only has 16 subscribers. Like, nobody comes down there. It's kind of like Twitch, where like nobody comes over here. They find me when I do the reruns with the photography and the animation and the final result. But I'm very much in the YouTube basement and the Twitch basement, which is fine. I don't mind. But and Twitch, in terms of media, like I consider YouTube and Twitch media, not social media. Media I don't do very well. I do the best on Twitch. But social media is where I do the best, which is weird. And then my website does better. Not better than social media. So you can't, run ads on social media. Like Twitter doesn't have an ad partner program. Neither does Pinterest. Which is a shame because I do really well on Pinterest. And then Instagram, they don't pay you. Nobody pays you. Unless you do influencer deals, which I don't do. I should do, but that makes me nervous. I did get some funny requests where there was this skincare company, and like the reason why that's funny is because I don't show my face anywhere. I literally don't show my face. I don't even show. I have maybe 4 or 5 photos of my face on Facebook, my personal Facebook. And then I don't post my face on Instagram, on Twitter. On Twitch, you might see my face when I'm setting up the footage, setting up the GoPro. You'll see me, setting up the GoPro because you have to be in front of it. I'm not hiding, I see no reason. And like, I'm not judging other people. That's fine. And I prefer other people, but it's just added work. Like I come here, I stream in my pajamas. I have a wild, crazy beard. I don't do my hair. And it doesn't even matter. But anyway, so the whole point of me saying I don't show my face is funny because I had a couple skincare requests to do advertisement, and it's just like, you obviously haven't, like from Instagram, they're like, oh, we saw your Instagram page and we want to sponsor you, and it's like, you haven't even looked at my Instagram. There's not a single selfie or photo of myself, and like they're for acne creams. And so it's like, oh, post a story about using this acne cream, and they didn't even want to pay me. They were like, we'll give you a set of the acne cream for free. And it's like, one, I don't have acne. Like I occasionally do, but it depends on what I eat. If I eat a lot of drink a lot of soda, then yeah, I get acne like crazy. And it's not like little stuff. It's like welts. But It's just like, seriously. And then there was this one sports advertisement opportunity. They were emailing me, and they were like, you know what? We will, again, not paid. I was just like, seriously. And so the joke of it was they were like, we will give you a deal where the people who use your promo code will get 10% off. Which is like, that's good, that's nice. Or, you know, the people that use the promo code. But we will give, so again, they're not going to pay me. Not going to pay me to advertise their stuff. But they will give me a 20% discount. So I would be paying them. Again, if you look at it from their perspective, they're giving me a deal. I won't have to pay them as much as normal. So I would pay them to get their brand of exercise equipment. And I was just like, what? And so it's even worse than that when you think about it, because they weren't offering to give me any of the exercise equipment, which again is a problem because I don't show my face, I don't show my body, I don't show anything. So I don't know why they're emailing me. But then, so I would have to buy their exercise equipment, shoot whatever photo, and do my ad campaign, and not make any money. And like, they were persistent. They're like, oh, it's a really good deal. And I'm like, oh. There are some advertisements I'd be willing to take that didn't pay if they gave you their product. Like, I always need hard drives. Wink wink, nudge nudge, if you want to advertise hard drives. If a camera company was like, oh, we want you to advertise a camera, they don't even have to give it. Just give me a review copy. And I'll, you know, make a series of photographs or videos with that camera that I'll post on social media. But I don't know. So I do that for cameras, memory cards, the like. Oh my goodness. This is a huge one. This next one. I'm gonna have to set up some stuff. You know what? Actually, we're not gonna do it. There's too much. It's an hour and 30, and there's a 20-minute cap I have to do. So I'm gonna have to split it up. I don't want to think of it coming out. Today is Sunday. Means tomorrow's Monday. Which means we will be going back to Halo, starting at 10 a.m. We're working on Legendary. We didn't beat the first level. We got like a quarter of the way through, and then I had to quit because I had, house emergency. But we will, what is the word? We'll continue from where we left off. It looks like I'm going to be able to do 1 level a stream. Where on Heroic I was able to do 2 levels a stream. But Legendary, it's really fun, but it's hard. Like, it doesn't feel like the game's cheating or anything, but it's fun. So we'll be doing Halo 2 for this foreseeable future on Legendary. And yeah, so that's Monday through Friday. We do Halo, starting at 10 a.m. I know my schedule says something different, but I'm gonna switch it. And then Saturday and Sunday I do a creative stream, which is what we just did, starting at 10 a.m. as well. I want to thank everyone for coming out. I have my social medias, Thumbs United on Twitter, Thumbs United on Facebook, Thumbs United _LCD Productions on Instagram. All that's in the description box. So I want to thank everyone for coming out. I hope to see everyone tomorrow for Halo. And I'll announce that on Twitter and Facebook. And even Pinterest. I want to thank everyone for coming out. Bye-bye.